To get to the start, we have to come around this round part, and there's a little tunnel that goes under the highway, and that's where we'll be headed. Just took like a 5-minute ride from my hotel. Got in really late last night, about midnight, so I got to the hotel about 12:15. And there is our lovely view into the park this morning. That's really nice. So not sure which way to go. We'll go to the left here. This is all just really pretty. Check out the bridge this morning. Wow, that looks awesome. That looks fantastic. Let's go find that zero marker, shall we? Now we can come over here. It's a little just low-level clouds and stuff this morning, but anyway, there's Heinz Field over there to the right, and we'll come up here and find the zero marker here. Maybe we'll take a picture. Where is it? I know it's here somewhere. I think this is it right up here. I think this is it right here. All right. Okay, so we're getting ready to start. Down here, if you can see it, is the seal for the start. And we're gonna head off to the Hot Metal Bridge, wherever that may be, and get this party started. It's just so pretty down here though. I didn't know how well it was going to turn out. First thing this morning I woke up, it was kind of cloudy and everything else, so I was like, I'll get a little later start, but it looks like that was a good plan because it's going to give time to let all this burn off. So I see a trail to the right, so I'm going to go this way, I think. Yep. These skinny fences. Kind of cool, a little riverboat over there. Kind of neat.
So you did the Himalayas?
Yeah, I went and hiked the Annapurna circuit in the Himalayas. So that was pretty fun. That was definitely an adventure. You know, when you say to people, hey, come to Nepal and go hiking through the Himalayas with me, they're like, ah, it's okay. It's hard to find volunteers for that.
So how far up did you go?
At my highest, I was about 15,000 feet.
How was breathing?
Difficult. Breathing wasn't actually, it wasn't hard. It was just doing physical activities at that height was, especially being, you know, a sea level guy like I am. You know, being on the East Coast, not a lot of altitude to play with there. right, so basically we just crossed over the hot metal bridge. It's riding with some nice people, and now we're just we're really on the Gap Trail now.
Am I showing you a picture of you?
So we're just gonna cruise along here. This is really where it starts. Rode with some nice people at the beginning. A couple of recumbent bikes, and another gentleman who's really starting to trail tomorrow. He was just kind of getting a feel for it this morning of where he was going to need to go. He's going to do a birthday ride tomorrow, and he's going to do 100 miles. So good for him. It is nice to kind of be away from the highway noise, though, I will say that. All right, we're getting ready to turn onto Hayes Glen Street here. Kind of take us through a little town section. Oh, I'm not gonna leave my bike through here. There we go. Same thing here. Ugh. Just gonna ride along the tracks here for a little while, and then see where that takes us again. I think there's another bridge we have to cross over, you know, a little ways down the road, so we'll see. So over on the left over here is Sandcastle. That's Sandcastle water park, I guess. So you can see some of the tubes and such. So no water slides today. It's a little chilly. Okay, and I guess I go up here and kind of goes up and down to the left. So I think this is Homestead over here. That's what this is. I don't like riding next to railings though, so I'm just gonna slowly walk this over here. I think this is where I'm going. Yeah, bike trail. There we go. So I'm going to go over this way. And then down here, you've got these great little signposts along the way. So this is West Homestead. And so there's a little town here. You can check that out. They got little QR codes on there if you want to get more info. But I think these things are kind of all along the way, so that's kind of cool. All right, pop you back on here. Let's head down the trail. And we got a long way to go, and we've only done, I don't know, 7 miles or something. So I think this is the trail back here. So we've transitioned onto a little bit of gravel trail now. But it's very smooth, not bumpy at all, no ruts, so this is kind of nice. So all right, let's just enjoy this as we go under the bridge and get some more miles done. Okay, a little bit of the trail popped us out here on a road, which is not my preferred surface, but there are bike lanes. We'll see how far we have to go this way. And once you go past the pump house, the trail kind of just follows the road here. I decided to get up on the sidewalk because there's nobody walking. And the traffic is busy, so I just feel safer up here. But when you get to the pump house, it kind of takes you away from the river for a little while. But it's pretty well laid out. Back down near the river again. This is a nice paved trail section. Not as many walkers now. If you get away from the towns, it's mostly bicycles. I can hear the train on the other side of the river. And then there's also a, actually it's not a train, what is that? It is a steel mill, I think, over there. Because you know we are in Steel City, so done about 12 miles so far. Probably gonna just stop for a water break in a minute. All right, crossing over the river. This is towards Saunders Drive. So this is my second river crossing. It is beautiful out here this morning. I might just have to stop and take a little look-see in a minute before we get all the way across. And I think I'm gonna stop here. Let me give you a little view around. So here we go. You can see this is that's the trail where I came from down there. We're going across the river here. Trail drops down that side, and then this is looking back upriver that way. So really pretty, and I guess I just need to just keep going. Morning.
Morning.
All right. We're coming off the trail a little bit. I mean, we're still on the trail, but it comes away from the river, kind of heads into town a little bit. Let's see what my thing says here. Yes, we're gonna go down here a little ways, hang a right. Yes, it's as loud as it sounds. All right, and once you cross the railroad tracks, you take a sharp right and it puts you right back on the trail, running next to the tracks. So pretty easy to find. Get a little church bell action there. Is it 11 maybe? I have no idea what time it is. Anyway, so we're just gonna follow this for a while, see what comes next. So this is McKeesport. We're going by the McKeesport police station here. And we're just gonna, it's not quite lunchtime for me, so we're just gonna keep chugging through here. Trail closed, detour. That's interesting. Okay, so we've got a detour here. So we'll go down this way and see what's going on. Figure out if we're on the trail or not. Just keep pedaling. All right, coming through McKeesport. Once you pull off the river, you got to do a little jog through the town here. Kind of come past the, I don't know what that is. Let's see what that is. That's the Isbeer Manors. I think that's just a thing, but this is part of the Gap Trail here. I'm just gonna get up on the sidewalk. Okay, it took a little wrangling. We had to go down that one street, take a left on 13th, and then it hooked us back into the trail here. So a little off track, but we're back in business now on a little bit of an upgrade here, or a grade going up. All right, off to the next stop. Going across another bridge. This one says to dismount and walk, and you know what? I'm happy to do that because this is nice and skinny. And knowing me, I just ride into the fence over here. So. Once you come across the bridge, which I am actually walking across because it tells you you're supposed to, you come to Port View, and as soon as you get up to the crosswalk here, you take a left, and then that dumps you back on the trail again. Okay, here we are. There's the sign for the Gap, and we are here. All right, that wasn't too hard. We're at Gap 131. All right, coming down, you hit this crusty part of the road here, but there are Gap signs along this side, so we will just follow this area. Aw, lost puppy. We'll just follow this down. Hopefully my GPS says we're on the right trail, so we'll just keep headed this way. My GPS is beeping that we picked the trail up here 300 feet, so I think it picks up and goes to the right here. And then maybe goes uphill. There's definitely a split off of the road onto a trail, so it looks like we're going the right way. And there's the Gap sign, and it looks like it takes a little bit of a gooseneck here. It's about a 5%, 6% grade right here, so not great, but all right, that says 130, so maybe they count down. Maybe they count down. I don't know, I thought they counted up. I thought 0 was at the Monongahela, but maybe I was backwards. So about 20 miles so far, something like that. It's an 8% grade. That's pretty steep, especially when you're loaded down with stuff. Yes, 5% now, a little bit less, so not horrible. Not great, but not horrible. All right, let's check in at the top here. We're getting a little altitude there, not much. A little climbing. Now we're at the top. We're gonna wind our way back down. Oh, I do like a downhill. Morning. Traveling through the little town of Boston. There's actually a Gap Trail Welcoming Center back, I don't know, about a half mile back from where I am on the trail right now. But anyway, you can, there's not a lot, there's a couple little restaurants and stuff up in the town, and a Dollar General store and an Exxon station up in there. Otherwise it's just a really small town, and the gap kind of drops in right behind it, so between the town and the river. And if you want to go through the town, you can just basically take any of the side streets off the main run there, the main drive, and drop right back down into the trail here. So that was weird. I turned on my GoPro and it was upside down and backwards in the viewfinder. Anyway, this is mile marker 126. There's the little post right there. This is a biking rest stop, because as you can see, they have a large bicycle repair station here. It's got an air pump. It has actually tools. So this is cool. I've seen these in different places. This is a Darrow Fix-It station. So as you can see down here, attached, they've got all kinds of tools here that you might need to work on your bike. They've got different wrenches. There's a multi-tool, like a park multi-tool with Allen wrenches, and different spanners and screwdrivers and such. And then they have an air pump, which I'm assuming this is a multi-head, so it'll do Presta and Schrader. I would assume that's what it does. But yeah, nice big air pump here. And this was donated in 2015 by Parker and Pap. So but yeah, you'll find these. There's you know, you can lift your bike up and put it on these tall things right here, and do a little work on your bike if you need to. So pretty cool. I'm right off the trail. This is the trail going up that direction, and I'm just going to stop here, grab a little lunch, and then hit back on the trail. But I figured it's been 24 miles ish, so a good place to stop for lunch. I finished lunch a little while back. I just did a trailside lunch, and now I'm just cruising through this part of the trail. And I mean, there's a little bit of uphill grade to it, not much, maybe a 0.5%. It's not bad. I can tell because the river's down to the left, and I can tell I'm gaining a little bit of altitude over time on it. But otherwise, it's a really nice section of trail, very flat. It's kind of like a very smooth gravel, like a crushed gravel through here. So very smooth. Hey. You bet. And as you can see, I'm not the only one out here. So most of them have road bikes, so much skinnier tires than I have, and they're going to ride this stuff really well. If they're going to be doing the C&O, they might suffer a little bit more than I will. Well, I think I'm obligated to take at least a little video of this, since everybody seems to take a video of this. You can see all there's lots of theories. Oh, it's like chemical staining and everything else. I have no idea, but probably maybe a lot of lime deposits and stuff in there as well. But kind of pretty, if nothing else. Just right here in the middle of the trail. Nothing going on down there. Nothing down here. But right here we got a little waterfall. So there you go. These little sections of the trail that go like through people's front yards and backyards, and there's like little side streets to get them in and out of their property. But the trail just kind of meanders through the neighborhood. So sometimes there's houses on the right, sometimes they're on the left. But just these really kind of cool old, I don't know how old these are, but they just kind of pop up. You'll be going through the woods, and all of a sudden you'll pop into a little town like this. There's little houses just right along the trail, and then boom, you're back into the woods again. So kind of interesting. And And just like that, we're out of the little town and back into the woods and headed up the trail. It's kind of funny, there's areas of the road back there on the town, areas of the road back there that ran parallel to the trail, and the trail's actually in better condition than the roads. So the trail is very well maintained. The roads, not so much. So looks like a good place for a stop right up here. Pull off the trail and check it out. Oh, it's stinky too. Ooh. There you go. This is the red rock one. So look at all the look at the colors. Oh my god, that color is pretty freaking amazing. So after reading the signboard, it says that basically this is a product of acid and iron rich that comes to the surface from underground mines. And so there's sulfuric acid, which I said there was a real sulfur smell, and that's definitely the sulfur smell. And the acid is causing the red stuff, so in the iron, so pretty cool. And by cool, I mean not cool, because this is done by mining and it pollutes the water. So cool looking, not really cool for the environment. There, I think I said it right that time. So this is the little town of Blythedale. You can see the trail kind of just intersects the housing area. There's houses on the left and houses on the right, and we're just going right through the middle of them. But this is maybe, I don't know, a quarter mile away from that the red waterfall that we just saw. I'm kind of surprised nobody set up like little vending things or anything along through here. You figure they might make a little bit of money coming through. Shoot, probably set up a hot dog stand or something out here. Just kill it. Especially in the busy season. It's getting to be the not so busy season now of early October. But even still, I bet you could do a pretty good business out here from all the, just the day riders and stuff that come through here. Really pretty. And a lot of people come out. I think there's over 1 million people a year that hit this trail. It's pretty big numbers. Okay, so I just rode into West Newton. When you get here, the trail crosses over. There's a bridge over here that goes across. There's some restaurants over there. So a few restaurants that way. Subway is right across the bridge. That's where I stopped. There's a pizza place right there on the trail. Up here, there is a Rite Aid up the hill there. And over here is Trailside Restaurant. Plus, I think they have, there's a bar and other such things. But down below is the West Newton Bicycle Shop. So if you are in need of repairs or rentals or anything else in the area, there you go. The trail continues on this way, which is where I'm going because my campsite's about 30 minutes, maybe a little less than that down the road. So onward. Headed to Cedar Creek campsite, and that is about 3 miles from West Newton. Just continue down the trail, and we'll see what it looks like. It supposedly has nice campsites and fresh water and bathrooms and stuff like that. So, you know, like, I'm not expecting more than like a porta-john or something, but you know, it wouldn't be bad. As long as it's got nice clean campsites, flat ground, I'll be a happy camper, so to speak. And that'll pretty much wrap up my day. It's a little early, but it's one of those things where it's October, it gets dark early, and a lot of people push on to Connellsville for that first day, but I just thought that was just too much for me. This is what am I at? I'm at let's see here, check my miles, 36 miles right now, which is more miles than I've ever biked in one day. So I don't want to kill myself on the first day by doing like epic long days. So I kind of mapped it out to just do between 35 to 50, and you know, the trail's 350 miles long. If you were doing 50-mile days, that's 7 days worth. I'm doing a little less on some days, so I'm going to take a little longer than that. So this is the Cedar Creek hiker, trekker, biker campsite. I don't know what they call it, something like that. That is set up strictly for people who are hiking and biking the Gap Trail. And you can see they've got raised tent beds. They've got several of those here, and they have camping shelters. And all of these are free to use. You don't have to reserve them. First come, first serve. They actually keep firewood around, so if you want to make a fire, they've got firewood for that. The firewood is reserved strictly for this campsite. You can see here's one of the shelters. There is up top there, that's my tent right there. You can see up here there is a water spigot. So I actually filtered the water. I'm sure it was just fine, but I filtered it anyway because I have a filter. So I filtered the water, but there was a water spigot surrounded by all those yellow pipes there. There is also a toilet up here. It is just a chemical toilet, basically. So I'm looking forward to getting in the tent this evening. It's not that late right now. I packed it up early, but you know, if you're going like maybe a DC to Pittsburgh, and this is, you know, at the end of your miles, you might want to consider using this. Okay, I'm heating up a little water for my coffee and my oatmeal, and I thought I would basically just tell you why I'm pretty sure I was alone. So you can see there's my campsite, and there's no one else here. I can pretty much figure out why I was alone last night. So here's the secret of Cedar Creek Park trail camping. Oh my God, it's horrible. The campsite is beautiful. It's a beautiful place. But what they don't tell you on any of the signs is that the trains run all night long. They are right across the river, and oh my God, are they loud. I mean, just the ground shakes when they come through. So that was all night. And here's another little nugget for you. So apparently they have a volunteer fire department here in this county, which is not unlike most places, except for the fact that I guess their volunteer firemen don't stay at the firehouse. So when they have to call them in, they set off this thing that sounds much like an air raid siren. So at like midnight last night, this freaking loud air raid siren thing starts going off and is echoing throughout the entire area. Wow. Yeah, it was not a great night's sleep. I was up for most of the night. It also sounds like it's raining. You can't hear it, but it sounds like rain is hitting, but I don't know if it's, I don't know what it is. It's not, I mean, I'm standing out in the open. There's no rain falling on me, but I can hear rain hitting everything. So I think it's like the dew on the trees that's just falling from one leaf to another, and it just sounds like it's rain. But anyway, so it's a beautiful campsite, but wow, is it not a restful place when the sun goes down. And the funny thing is, I was here for a few hours before nightfall, because I got here early and set up camp and just kind of did some stuff. And I think maybe one train came by at that time, maybe two in the span of like, I don't know, 4 hours came by. After the sun went down though, oh my gosh, it was like Union Station in here, and it was crazy. So anyway, if you are going to stay here, if you're a heavy sleeper and noise doesn't bother you, this is a beautiful camp spot. If, however, you like things a little more quiet, this is not the place for you. The other thing is, I don't know how far the highway is, but you can hear the highway from here. So all night long, I could hear highway noises, you know, from burping air brakes to other stuff. So it is a beautiful spot, but it is not the most serene spot to spend the night. So anyway, I'm going to finish up my breakfast, get my water boiling here, have some coffee, have some oatmeal, and then I'm going to hit the trail. And I've got about 50 miles to do today. So I'm going to go ahead and get things wrapped up here, break down my camp because it's still sitting there. I'm going to get that started while my water's heated up, start putting on my sleeping bag and stuff. And then, yeah, then we'll hit the trail and get back to you in a little bit. Okay, we're back on the trail, and it's a little bit of a foggy morning. And I'd be happy to see this burn off and have a little sunshine come out because it's a little chilly, not gonna lie. But anyway, this is the trail for the morning, so I'm just going to enjoy a little quiet serenity here and pray for a little sunshine, and I'll check back later. Out back, a gentleman gave me a heads up that they're doing some excavation work on the side of the trail, and there they are right up ahead of me. So looks like they, whoop, probably gonna have to walk my bike around here. Looks like they're putting a piece of pipe through there, so let's figure out which way I need to go here to get around their excavation here. Morning, how you doing today?
Good, how you doing?
I'm all right, thanks guys. Oh, that's heavy. Whew. Heavy mud. Thanks fellas, have a good day. And there you go. They moved the backhoe out of the way for me, and we're continuing on now. But it looks like they've from the mud tracks along the right side, looks like they've been doing work all along through here. Just I think just improving drainage and putting in some new pipe work, which is what they were doing back there. So all right, hopefully that's the end of that, and we'll just keep on moving. I got a 4% grade coming up here in a minute, and I decided to go ahead and take my 5-mile rest break, and that just happens to coincide with this 100 mile marker. So it doesn't mean I've gone 100. That means counting back from Pittsburgh to here has been 50 miles. So this is the 100. So basically 100 miles to go till Cumberland, Maryland. You can see the sun has now come out. All of the misty stuff has dried up, and we're getting some nice warm sunshine on the trail here. At about mile marker 98, between 98 and 97, you'll hit a slight grade, an upwards grade. It's about 3 to 4%, so it's not crazy, and I think it's only about 0.6 of a mile for the entire grade. So oh, it goes up to 4% now. Started 3, now it's a 4. It's really not that bad. Just know that it's coming between 98 and 97, and you'll be ready for it. All right, with the last 4.5 minutes of my my recording time here on this card, I figured I'd give you a little tour of the bike because I didn't do that before I started. So this is actually a REI Co-op DRT 1.1, kind of like a hardtail mountain bike that I bought a few months ago, and I've kind of converted it over to do mountain biking. Not really mountain biking, more of bike trekking, bike packing, things like that. So I've changed out a lot of things on here, but you don't need a front fork like that. You don't need an air fork. You can do this with a gravel bike, with a single, or with a what am I trying to say here, with a road bike. I see people do that. I would just say if you're going to do the C&O Canal part, you might have a problem with flats if you're using a road bike with little skinny tires. So hopefully I won't have any troubles with my tires here. But as you can see on the front, I've got a roll pack on the front. Inside that is my my tent, my sleeping bag, my air mattress, my air pillow, and my down jacket, all in stuff sacks. I also have my my rain jacket on the front there. I've got my Garmin up top here, along with a headlight, a water bottle here. I've got a top tube bag in the front here. I just keep that full of snacks. A triangle bag. It has a thin zipper section at the top. That's where my air pump is. And on the other side, there's a zipper to the large portion, and that's where my all of my food is in there. So anyway, and then I've got a little bag under the seat. That's where I keep all of my tools and such. On the back is my two-peak luggage system. So you can see I got a water bottle back here. I've got saddle bags on each side and a large center compartment section, and that's where all of my clothes and all the rest of the stuff are. And here comes the guy blowing leaves, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. But anyway, that's what I've got for this this trip, and it's serving me really well up to now. Mile marker 92. You see there's a very large, I don't know if it's I guess it's a campground, but like people have golf carts next to their stuff and everything else. So maybe it's a COA or something like that, you know, KOA. I don't know. Lots and lots of campers though. I'm just gonna cruise on through. Morning. Certainly looks like a KOA though. They have ice cream, which is kind of cool. Campgrounds, and I don't see any like spots for tent camping in here. They might have some though. Usually these places actually charge, so not surprised if you don't see any tent campers in there, because there's a lot of free tent camping places along the way. All right, now we're kind of running through a little paved section here, which is interesting. I think we're coming up towards Connellsville here in a couple of miles. So, all right. Well, let's, oh, here we go, back to gravel. All right, onward. All right, this is the West U Bridge Scenic River overlook. So I thought we'd come over here because it's right about my 5-mile break. So come over here and check it out. So here's the bridge, very cool. Very cool. And it actually doesn't go anywhere. It comes right down to the end. And looks like it stops and there's benches down here. So I will give it to the folks up here in Pennsylvania that they do know how to enjoy their scenery. And this is really so well done. And it's just something you don't see in a lot of places. Are you know, I guess the bridge does go all the way through, but they've got it blocked off, and it's just a benched area here with really nice board planking and stuff like that. But yeah, you don't see a lot of this. Like, I'm in the Northern Virginia area and they don't do anything like this. So let's just take a little look around here and see what it looks like. That river is really shallow, but you can see this is an old railroad trestle bridge, and they just built some planking here and decided to make this a really scenic overlook, and by golly, they did a nice job. Looks like we are coming into Connellsville now, and I might grab a break here for lunch. I'm just shy of my halfway point for the day, but my legs are feeling a little tired, and there's supposedly some good places to eat here, so I might check it out, see what I can find. But if you need, there is a restroom right here on the trail, just here to the right. And there's camping shelters and such here. Camping is off to the right over here if you were going to camp. I'll just ride over here for a minute, see what's up. So I think they've got shelters right here. So these are camping shelters. Kind of like the Appalachian Trail and the ones that I stayed in last night. So you got little shelters here you can stay in. So not bad, kind of nice. Don't see any water Phillips around here, but I'm sure there are some somewhere. So this is Connellsville, and that little caboose right there is their information center. So I'm just gonna pedal around here, see what I can see, and then make my way down the road. I'm heading down into Connellsville, and there's a really nice downhill. So I'm going to take advantage of it and just let the gravity do its thing. Connellsville, really pretty. Look at this nice park down here. So she said there's a couple nice places to eat, so I'm just going to pedal on through and look for some nice places to have lunch. Right here in Connellsville, there's a Comfort Inn right on the trail. So if you're not much for camping and you can make it all the way to Connellsville from Pittsburgh, you can park yourself in a Comfort Inn for the night. So not a bad place to be. I'm looking for where the trail picks up here. Oh, right over here. I think it turns this way and goes up the street. So isn't that interesting? So this is all biking trail right here, and then cars over on the left hand side. So let's go up into town. Why does this thing say make a U-turn? I don't understand my GPS sometimes. Anyway, I think we're doing good here. And we'll go find a place to eat, take a load off, and then I'll deal with the GPS later. For those of you in need, there is a bike shop here in Connellsville called Bikes Unlimited. And it is right here at an intersection. You come right across it. I am just looking for food, so I guess I just need to keep checking it out. All right. Came up and out of Connellsville, and it looks like we've got a viaduct here. So kind of cool. And it looks like you come off the first viaduct and there's another one about, I don't know, a couple tenths of a mile down trail. So we'll go over this one again. Not again, we'll go over this one. Okay, little sign up here says 15 miles to Ohio Pyle. It's funny how things work out on the trail. The gentleman right up in front of me in the jersey up there, I actually started my ride in Pittsburgh next to him, and he was actually just kind of getting the lay of the land up in Pittsburgh, because he is doing a 100-mile bike ride today to celebrate his birthday. And so we had chatted for a while, and it was really nice. He just kind of snuck up behind me. He's like, hey, what's going on? So he actually started this morning in Pittsburgh, and he's a much faster rider than I am, and that's obvious. And anyway, just some really super nice people I've met here on the trail, and some people who are doing the long ride, and some people who are just locals who come out here just to put miles down because this is in their backyard. So yeah, you meet some great people out here. Okay, taking a celebratory stop along the trail because that is mile marker 75, and that means that I have traveled half of the 150 miles of the Gap Trail. My next stop is Ohio Pyle, down that way. The river is off to the left. Yeah, you can probably hear it, but you can't see it through all the trees. But it's down there. And then I'm going to get to Ohio Pyle. I need to find a water source to fill up my water bottles. And then I have about 10 miles past Ohio Pyle before I will stop for the evening. So, hey there. I think Ohio Pyle is about 3 miles from here, 2.5 to 3 miles from here. So once I get there, find some water source, maybe grab a little snack, maybe find something for dinner, I don't know. And then push on through to Confluence, which is where I'm going to be staying for the night. But anyway, yeah, it's nice to see that 75 marker there, and that lets me know that I've done half the Gap Trail. So another 75 miles to go on this trail, and then about another, I don't know, 150 or so, 170 miles on the C&O Canal trail. So all that fun is to come. Stay tuned. So just before you get to Ohio Pyle, you'll come to the Ohio Pyle State Park Campground, which is about a quarter of a mile up that trail. And then a sign past it says the Campground Beach Trail. Registered campers may walk bicycles. So I think you have to register for that one. And over here you'll see a sign that says Kentucky Campground, Ohio Pyle State Park. And I'd looked at that one, but I decided to go push through to Confluence. So Ohio Pyle is just a little up ahead here. I'm going to look at my computer and see. Yeah, it's not too far ahead. So I'm going to go ahead and I don't know why it wants me to go on the Great Gorge Trail. But I'm going to push up and see what's up this way. And then we'll check back in a little bit. This is the Great Gorge Trail to the right. And then up ahead is Ohio Pyle. Confluence is 11 miles past that. We're going to go over into the Viaduct up here. So I'm going to go slowly around these folks. But we may stop and grab a little peek here because this is pretty cool looking. So here is the viaduct going over this side. Pretty cool. And let's take a look at the other side, which is down here. So this viaduct runs pretty high, no doubt about it. It's probably about 200 to 300 feet down there, but it's really pretty. Look at the whole way around here. You can get a look. Not bad. So if I can get the camera straight, this is the trail going into Ohio Pyle, crossing over the bridge and over the river. People walking like 4 wide across. I see ice cream, and I think that's where I'm going. Give myself a little ice cream, don't you know? I think I deserve some. I have no idea what time it is. I know I've got about 11 miles to go, and that should take me not much more than an hour. So yeah, ice cream it is. Okay, I spent a little time in Ohio Pyle, got myself a nice chocolate shake, and decided to push on through. This is about 3:45 in the afternoon, and I'm headed up to Confluence. Hi there. Pretty much everything from this point out is a little bit of an uphill. It's not crazy. It's like a 1% grade or so, maybe a little bit more in other places, but it's a steady gradual gain of altitude headed towards the Continental Divide, which is just past Myersdale. So Anyway, it's not crazy. It's just, you know, take your time, and unless you're coming the other direction, in which case, woohoo, downhill. But I'm looking forward to the Continental Divide so that I can enjoy the downhill grades all the way into DC. All right.